Hey, Bulls and Bears, thank you for joining me. I hope everyone here is doing well. I've got an update, and this is going to be surprising to some people. I think to many of you, to most of you, this will not be very surprising. But the credit card default storm, I think that's a good name for it, don't you? The default storm is here, and we're going to show you some information on that here. But first of all, is anyone surprised? If you're surprised, raise your hand. Actually, I can't see you because I'm not doing this live. I can't see you. You can see me, but I can't see you. So show me your shocked face if you're surprised. Oh, wait, I can't see you. Let me do one for the thumbnail, though. Default storm, credit cards. It's happening, folks. Let's get into the charts here, the numbers. Seriously, this is going to be a lot of people and a lot of financial stress here, for lack of a better term here. Let's look at this chart. Let's begin right here. This is out of Axios. Credit card delinquencies jump past pre-pandemic levels. Now, let's take a look at how steep these delinquencies have increased, and let's compare it to the financial crisis era. And let's go ahead and take a look here. And we see to the far edge here is a 7.2% delinquency rate. We've now surpassed what looks to be right around 7% back right before 2020. So as we were going into 2020, remember, they had increased interest rates. Things were not looking so good. Then all of a sudden we had this miraculous shutdown of everything in the economy. In 2020, record amounts of stimulus sent out, record amounts of rescue programs, record record amounts of money printing. You know the story. And therefore, the consumer got put back in a better position. Debt dropped, credit card balances dropped. Savings accounts skyrocketed with all the benefit programs that were happening at that time. So you know the story. But look at the increase. Look how steep the increase is. In fact, it looks very similar to 2006, 2007, headed into the financial crisis. Look back here and see how steep that increase was. So delinquencies right now, actually, it looks a little bit steeper. It looks a little, looks to be a bigger, more rapid rise as far as like how straight up this line is. And is it just going to stop? No, it's likely going to continue unless we have some other shutdown and massive rescue programs rolled out like we did in 2020. So this is very interesting. And in fact, this is much worse than headed into 2020. It was more of a gradual increase back then and well below what we saw 2005, 6, and 7. And it gets worse because this is as of the end of the second quarter, which is as the end of June. We haven't gotten July numbers yet. And of course, August is not finished yet. But these numbers are going to be even worse because what do we see? We saw another big spending month in July. In fact, take a look at this article here. Consumer spending continued to explode in July. This is out of ABC. Retail sales rose solidly last month, and a sign that consumers are still spending freely. And are they spending their own money? No, they're likely, not likely, they are definitely spending, for the most part, the bank's money on little plastic cards that they swipe. They increase their spending mostly on clothing, dining out, sporting goods, and other areas, and a sign that solid consumer spending is still powering a resilient U.S. economy. That's right. It's resilient when people spend money they don't have. That's what they want you to believe. And consumers are so strong, Americans are so strong financially, that we're seeing record amounts of people run into stores and grabbing stuff and taking what they can and run out of the store. So obviously all consumers are not that strong. It's pretty scary what's happening here. Debt is skyrocketing. Now defaults are skyrocketing. Just like we said would happen. It was just a matter of time. The question is, how much worse is it going to get? And how fast will the increase in delinquencies hit? I think it's going to be much worse than 2005, 6, and 7 before the financial crisis. Again, look at the line. It was almost like this. This could go hyperbolic. I mean, exponentially higher in the coming months. Because why? The cost of living is not coming down. They're telling you that the cost of living is coming down, but it's not. It's just that the rate of increase in the cost of living is slowing, and they want you to believe that's good news. Of course, I think my audience here is smarter than that. If you've been listening to me, I try to pound that point home, pretty much multiple times a week, because I think it's one of the most deceptive things out there, and the way that they're portraying the economy, very, very deceptive. So I just want us all, to be on top of that. That way, when you wake up and everything has imploded, it's going to be no shock, no surprise, and you're probably going to be prepared because we've been talking about it for years. We see the signs every episode, more signs. We've got this chart here, delinquency surging, just more signs to underpin and reinforce, what we've been talking about here, that everything we've been saying is coming true and it's happening. What do we have here? CNBC, retailers are shaping a wave of laws to crack down on organized theft. But nothing's happening. There's no problems with the economy. Everybody's rich. And all these people that are rich and doing very well because the economy is doing so good and jobs are paying so much, that all these people just decided to go ahead and run into these stores and just steal stuff, even though they don't need to. They have plenty of money. The consumer's strong. They're just deciding to go in and steal stuff. Ha ha ha, right? East LA Nike store hit by grab and dash thieves, the latest in a series of daytime robbers. LA is getting hit hard. A lot of the bigger cities getting hit hard. So much so that, again, the CNBC article, retailers shaping a wave of laws to crack down on organized theft. So because the lawmakers are not making laws to stop this type of behavior, retailers are coming up with laws, and they're going to try to pitch those laws or present those laws and hopefully get the laws passed. But what they need to do is just hire more security and have security be better armed. And if these people grabbing stuff and these looters are scared, then they may stop doing what they're doing. But if they're not scared, if there's no method to try to stop it, they're not going to be scared. It's just going to increase. It's just going to get worse. In fact, people that usually pay for stuff are probably looking at the people getting all this stuff for free, and they're probably saying, hey, I might as well join them because they're not getting in trouble. They're getting the stuff for free. And here I am swiping my credit card, paying for everything like a fool, right? I'm not saying that's the right way of thinking. I'm just saying, though, that's probably what a lot of people are thinking when they see this type of behavior go down. So then you see a lot of copycat incidents where, people kind of jump on the bandwagon, so to speak. But even with everything like this going on, the surge in poverty and crime because of the poverty, we see articles like this out of the Post here. What recession? This summer's economy is defying the odds. And I'll let you guess why they're saying the economy is defying the odds. Take a guess. Because of credit card spending. Even though debt is exploding like never before, and now delinquencies on the credit cards are exploding like never before, that's a sign of strength. That means the economy's good. So what does that mean? That means you should go out and put all your money in the stock market because the economy's strong, and you're missing out. You're going to miss out on a lot of money if you don't put your bets in right now. Haha, I'm joking. Please don't do that. Unless you've done your due diligence and research and you think that's the way to make it, the way to make a lot of money. All right, folks. So what do you think about this credit card delinquency storm? Is it going to get worse, or is there going to be something magical that happens where everything gets shut down and they put a freeze on payments because something big happened? Please let me know down in comments. Also, we've got credit card debt at $1 trillion now. We're over double of what we were back in the financial crisis. I know the population hasn't doubled. It's just that people have that much more debt. Banks have been unleashed. So basically, they have a zero reserve requirement. So we reported on that back in 2020, and we told you what was going to happen. That was going to make this bubble get bigger because the more money banks can loan out, the larger the credit lines for credit cards, then the longer they can keep this Ponzi scheme operational. But even the Ponzi scheme that gets extended with a zero reserve requirement has to come to an end at some point because people don't have endless amounts of money to pay this debt, especially at a 20-something% interest rate on the credit cards, right? So it's happening, folks. No surprise, but here we are. What's going to happen next in the coming months? Please let me know down in the comments. We're going to wrap this one up. We're going to make this a shorter one. We'll see you tomorrow here right on this channel. Please come back, and we'll see you very soon. Bye for now.